right? I watched the Diddy documentary called Reckoning, where I should say it's 50s documentary, which you know, he brought to Netflix, and Netflix has it on. I don't know how long it's going to be on, but I've watched the documentary, the Diddy documentary, what 50 put out there. It's not doing Diddy no justice, but it's opening up other what is called doors or boxes. And one of the main things right now, one of the boxes that's open up, which I've been talking about for years, is associating P. Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, with the murder of Biggie. I mean, Tupac. That's what they're putting out there because they put Keefe D, right, in that documentary for a reason, right? Diddy didn't go to court for no Tupac or no stuff like that. He didn't go to the court for that. He went to court for um, they're accusing him of trafficking and doing all types of illegal so-called acts. There was gun charges. You don't see nothing with P Diddy getting charged for guns. He was charged for trafficking two individuals. So in this documentary, it brings up other stuff, and one of the main things is Tupac, and then Biggie too. So I believe I've been saying this for years before everybody jump on the bandwagon. If you're connecting like that, you have to connect both of them, both those individuals in that story, the Tupac and the Biggie, because you know it's connected in some way. Who benefited from those two individuals being taken out? So if you're gonna implicate Puff Daddy and saying that he's behind it, because they used to think it was Suge Knight for years. That was the stereotype, the big bad Suge Knight. But now Suge Knight's locked up in jail. P. Diddy was free for a good while. And up into the videotape with him and Cassie, no one was saying nothing about P. Diddy really like that, like what they're saying now. So Puff Daddy been doing things for years. I know that. It's in the doc and it's in the doc. And there's more stuff what they left out because probably didn't want certain people like to come after 50 didn't want certain people to come after him. But I'm hearing the backlash that they put out, I don't know if it's a rumor or true, a cease and desist from P. Diddy's lawyer to Netflix. Remember, Netflix released this shit. I don't know how long it's gonna be on, but 50, he set this all up. And I watched it. It's like a series. As you watch the series, it's called The Reckoning, right? You watch the series, it takes you from the beginning of, I guess, Sean P. Diddy Combs is from him growing up to his career. Some of the people who are so-called closest to him growing up, and then it talks about his career and how he was doing his business and his relationships. But then they bring up the whole Tupac and the Biggie shit. So when you watch it and you see analyze it, you see they're trying to connect him to the murders of both of those individuals. Because when Tupac died, and they're saying this East Coast and West Coast war was going on, if put it this way, if Biggie didn't die, they would keep suspecting Puff Daddy for some reason at the time. If listen to that, if Biggie stayed alive longer with P Diddy, they would this whole thing would have probably came up more faster. So by eliminating what's called Christopher Wallace, right? By eliminating him, it makes it look more real, right? It makes it look more real because then he's gonna say, "Oh shit!" It's like everybody's all equal. So Biggie died, but if Biggie didn't die, they would be already on P Diddy's neck from a long time ago, from '96, right? I mean, from '97. Well, that's when Biggie died. He died '97. But the point in this documentary, when you watch this documentary, even I see what 50's trying to do, right? Bless up. Yeah. So yeah, I see what he's trying to do. I see what he's trying to do. 50. 50's trying to do all types of stuff, man. Don't know what that means, but all I know, I watched the documentary. 50 still has beef with P. Diddy Combs. And there's more to it. He just took out certain parts, like the part where people are accusing Jay-Z to be involved in certain things. The part, even the lawyer who had all these clients for against Diddy, he was proven to be, you know, not good. So yeah, the documentary is definitely interesting. You got to check that out because it's like linking things now. Everybody's talking about Tupac, the Tupac murder. Now everybody's talking about it. It's bringing it up again. Remember, right before Diddy got in trouble, that's what people were talking about, the Keefe D stuff. They were talking, remember, Keefe D was on Vlad. That's how he gave himself up. He went out in the media, started to talk. I think he even made a book. But from him talking on a big platform, it spotlighted the whole thing from that time. That's why he's incarcerated right now. And the story he's trying to change up all the time. But the story is he's a big member, or was a big member, shot caller in the Crips, one of the Crip gangs in, I think, Compton. And his nephew, Orlando Anderson, is the one who was getting kicked in the Las Vegas that in Las Vegas in the hallway or something that night by Suge Knight, Tupac, and all of them. They're kicking him after the Tyson fight. They're beating uh, this big, you could say, deadly Crip up. It was a whole bunch of them against one. So did no one know who he was, or did, like, if they really knew who he was, would they have done that, or did they just didn't care? Either way, he got attacked, right? And the get back was what happened to Tupac, because if that's his nephew and he's saying he was a part of this whole assassination, is because the nephew and him felt disrespected by Tupac. Let's be straight up. If Tupac is the one with the rest of them beating him up, kicking him up, and he goes to his uncle who's in the area that night, these guys are gangsters. Remember that. Street gangsters. So the feeling, they just went straight to deal with it. They couldn't have this singer guy or whatever, this rapper guy, and it's bloods to who they're not working with do that to them. No. So there's all types of conspiracy stories people could talk about, but Keefe D already spilled the beans on social media, went on Vlad and talked about a whole bunch of things, how it was going down, the car they were in, and how they saw Tupac, and how there was girls around there. Then he knew the whole environment and said how much of him and the other, how much people was with him, the whole thing. And after that, other events happened after Tupac's murder. Remember that. There was like a war going on in Compton, I guess, like the Bloods and the Crips. They don't really spotlight that. That was going on because the whole gang affiliation with Death Row. Death Row had Bloods and Crips on the same label, in the same studios. But obviously, Suge represented with the Bloods, so that gave them more of a upper hand in the spotlight way. But there was always Crips. You had Snoop associated with Crips, Daz, Corrupt, associated with Crips, and there's others. So a lot of things was going on, man. In the documentary, they're trying to say that Puff Daddy associated himself when he went to Cali with Crips, right? And they're not going to say they're a security, but they kind of protect them. He associated with two sets of Crips who was like, they're around these successful, wealthy guys from New York, right? Harlem. So the Crips was good with Diddy. I don't know if Diddy admit that or anything like that, but that's what was in the documentary. In the documentary, they do put certain characters in there. They put some gangster in there. This guy named Zip, who's from Harlem, right? This guy named Zip dresses in suits, doesn't dress in no street shit, in suits. Apparently, he was a big drug lord, right? And he's from Harlem. Puffy's from Harlem. Remember that? His father was into that same shit. So all of this is linked because when people think of Puffy, they're looking at Puffy as this, like back in the day, look at the skinny nerd guy involved in music. That's what people looked on Puffy as, this skinny nerd guy who went to school and got the knowledge and he got involved in the entertainment industry. And that's what he did. He got in the industry and he kept growing, he kept getting bigger and bigger, influential. A lot of people liked him. Some people hated him. But guess what? He rose to the top and started to get bigger than ever. And when he got bigger than ever, he got pulled down. He had revolt, right? After Bad Boy, he was doing all types of stuff. He even sued a liquor company. See, so he been through a lot of wars, man. Trust me. And then certain people associated with him, like they all die or they in some bad situation. Like, look, Black Rob, he died. Um, Craig Mack, he died. A certain, they said he had AIDS. Um, G. Depp got locked up, but that was his situation from back in the days. But Shine got locked up for 11 years or 10 years for being basically a rapper bodyguard for P. Diddy. He got locked up for 10 years, Shine. Yo. 10 years he got locked up. Remember that? That's crazy. Shine got locked up for 10 years from P. Diddy, right? And remember, P. Diddy lost a rapper, Biggie, before, and other, what? Did I say Black? Yeah, Black Rap passed away. Craig Mack died. You see that? That's three rappers dead on his label. Two rappers went to jail for. Don't even know about the rest of the other people, but I just know those are the biggest ones known. So P. Diddy lost three rappers. One of his top ones, and people don't really look on it, Black Rob. Black Rob was a street rapper, but he still had hits, right? Still around. He was still doing something. But I hear if you look up that story, it's probably not even a good story with P. Diddy and Black Rob because the news is coming out that when it was Biggie's funeral, he made the bill not go to, it didn't go to him. He didn't cover the bill, Puffy. That the bill went to the family, Biggie's family. That's another news coming out. You got to watch this documentary, man. It's talking about that. And also, when his career started off, it was like a fucking curse. It's like you could call it a blood sacrifice because one of his first events, there's like four people died because they got trampled. It was some type of what was he doing? I don't know if it was a show. Yeah, actually, it was a show, right? P Diddy is like the place looked like a gym to me. Looked like a gym to me, like this big ass gym, and four people died. They got trampled or some shit. You have to watch the documentary. They were trying to go through the doors or something was going on. So Puff Daddy, his career was cursed from the beginning. After that, he became very, very successful. If you look on it, I think it was 91 or even 1990, right? So he put together an event. There's a lot of people in this place. And four to maybe five people No, actually, what I'm talking about, they said 9 people died, yo. Shit, there's a lot of people who died. I think it's actually 9 people who died. That's crazy, yo. 9 people died at your event. A lot of people don't know about that story with Puff Daddy. That happened in the beginning of his career. And then look, now he became very big after that. So in this documentary, it's interesting, but guess what? Puffy's not staying in jail long. Puffy's gonna be coming out. Not he's the long he might be in there for 3 years. That's the longest. He's not getting a long time. Puffy's not getting a long time in the prison, man. He's not getting it. Puffy's gonna be out probably in 2 years. This documentary though, Puffy's people, Sean Diddy Combs, uh, word is he gave his lawyer put out a cease and desist. Netflix released this, you know. This is a Netflix series in collaboration with 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, right? A lot of people I could bet watched it. That's why you're hearing a lot of people talking right now on the internet. A lot of people are talking, man. Big news. Big news. So you're gonna see a lot of people starting new stories about Diddy. Now Diddy's back to the media because of 50. It was being silent for a while, but now